Hi, my name is Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation and then Premarital Academy. The foundation was started in order to help couples who are already married and having difficulty. And then it's sort of a dream of mine to get this same information out to couples who are just starting out, so that instead of having to regroup and begin their marriage again, they could start out on the right foot and do everything right, so they have a very successful marriage and, frankly, zero chance of failure. And that may sound crazy in this world of a 50% divorce rate, but I want to assure you, look, I was a professional divorce mediator before I became a marriage saver. And so I want to assure you that it's not only possible to have a great marriage, but honestly, unless you screw things up, you're going to have a fantastic marriage. But I got to take it a step further. You need to learn more than you already know about yourself, about your spouse, as people, as individuals, and in general terms, not like, do they have a phobia here, or a like or dislike there, how are we compatible? But you have to understand how human beings, based on their gender, operate and why. You need to understand your spouse almost clinically, so you know what turns them on and what shuts them down. And you also have to know about yourself. You have to be able to control your mind. We go into marriage, we go into most of life basically victims of our habits, emotions, and instincts, and we need to turn that around. We need to learn how to control ourselves. So there's a best question, because that's the topic of this video, is what's the best questions to ask in premarital counseling? Well, the best question really isn't about you as an individual or about them as an individual, although you do need to ask certain questions, but it's more of, where do I learn? How do I start grasping this knowledge that Paul's talking about so that we can have a phenomenal marriage? Look, we all know about the carrot and the stick. The punishment comes when you do things wrong. That's the stick. The carrot is the reward. That saying goes back to how they used to get mules to move. You offer him a carrot and he moves forward. Some people used to dangle a carrot in front of him and use a stick, give him a little swat on the butt. So obviously we don't want to treat ourselves that way with carrot and stick. What we want to do is live our lives in the most productive way that creates the most happiness. Same with the marriage. So you got to know how. You got to know what's going on. So really the best question is, where do I get the best course for premarital? And that is at the Premarital Academy. Now look, this was not intended to be a sales pitch. But the truth is that just asking one or two questions isn't going to do it. Now, there are some questions that you do need to know about your spouse. And look, that's really why you chose this video, so I'm going to tell you a few things. Number one, I'm going to tell you that people are amazing when it comes to hiding things they don't want you to know about. Amazing. I mean, we get stories at the Marriage Foundation about couples who have been together for 10, 15 years who didn't know things that are really important. And I'm not going to get into, the sordid details. That's not important. What is important is for you to have a system that's sort of like unwraps the person you're contemplating marriage with. You want to know them, and you can't be shy about it. I even recommend that people hire a private detective to just make sure there isn't something hidden that you need to know. People end up marrying pedophiles, drug addicts, alcoholics, gambling addicts, porn people who are really into porn, people who are philanderers, who can't take their eyes off of other women. They marry women who just can't get past previous boyfriends and hook up with them later. You really need to do your homework, because when you get married, you're marrying for life. And you're marrying in order to be happier than you are today. And the truth is that marriage will make you happier than you've ever been. And that happiness can grow exponentially every single day, literally. But it also can get derailed if you marry the wrong person. So, the answer to your question is get the course, the premarital course. If you know someone who's getting married, get them the course as a gift. It's inexpensive. We made it intentionally inexpensive so people will utilize it, because it'll change your life, which changes the world. So that's about it. My blessings to you. Write into our counselors if you have any questions. Look at some of the videos that we have with the Marriage Foundation so that you can see what people go through, because that's what we're responding to. Our situations that people have. Become familiar with marriage. Learn about marriage. You don't know anything about marriage when you first get married. And most people get married, stay married for 40 years, they still don't know anything about marriage. You be different. You learn how to do it, and it's going to be amazing for you. All right, that's it. Blessings. Like the video, share the video. Let everyone know. God bless you.